Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is July 19, 2023. And today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, Microsoft making new all-time record highs. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we start the day out at 8 a.m. South African time out of Great Britain. CPI number coming out, core price index. Now, as earning reports unfold, we have corporate earning releases today for both Tesla, Netflix, and IBM. Now, looking at the various markets going into today's session, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs holding on to their gains versus the US dollar, while the Turkish Lira makes new record lows to the dollar. Now, looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ rally to new 2023 year highs. Looking at commodities, both gold and oil rally. And as we look at the stocks, the rotation continues. This time it's Microsoft making new highs. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to start with the Euro USD, unchanged day to day. You could see it. It's almost doing nothing. And the reason is that it's holding on to its gains. Now, two things I want to highlight. GBP coming out with core price index number this morning. It did taper off of its highs from 131.33 to 130.20. That's a decent retracement, believe it or not. I mean, as it's crossing over both the 8-day and the 30-day moving average, that's really very important. It's not a signal yet, but you just do want to alert yourself right before this number comes out. Now, looking at the Turkish Lira, this is where it's at. We're making new lows to 26.91. 26.91. This was a month and a half ago trading at 18, and it's almost 10 points less. I mean, look at that. It's just virtual how it's, just horizontal. It's just an explosion on the downside. Now, there's lots of worry with the Turkish Lira. Hopefully, the government won't default on its loans, and this is really very disconcerting as this is making new lows. Now, jumping into commodities, gold did rally to 1976. We gained $25 in the past 20-something hours. Nice little pivot to the upside, and we're at 1980 almost, okay, which is really a very decent place for us to be as we made a comeback. Now, looking at crude oil, also to $75 a barrel from 73, a decent bounce there this past week. Now, we're about 50% of our correctional move. After we made the move upwards, we made the move downwards, and we're about 50% right here. So no big entry point right here. But it's nice to see that it's been strong and it's been trading on the technicals. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets, Dow Jones makes new highs for 2023. Okay, now this is not all-time highs, but it is new highs, 35,161. If we look at our weekly, that is a major resistance to break out on the top side. And to add on to that, we're trading in the summer, which is that much more of an effect on the markets, and really very, very important. So keep that in mind as this is still happening today. Well, let's see what's going to unfold and which ones are going to take it higher. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, trading a night of 15,965. And I said this before, we're not that far away from our all-time highs. We're about 500 points. That's it. We've closed that gap, and we were trading at 15,000 for a while. And then for us to pop up to 15,900, that's big, okay? Now, looking at the individual stocks, what's the stock that took us higher? Look at this is it, Microsoft. We're looking at a weekly chart. This is all-time highs. Microsoft, huge company, and for it to break out to these levels, unprecedented, okay? So we did break out to 353 and then took it up from there. Now, looking at the other majors, okay, Facebook did not, okay? Neither did Apple, and they're all coming out with earnings next week, so this may continue, this anticipation. Now, to highlight, today we have corporate earnings coming out from Tesla, Netflix, and IBM. You can see that right there. Tesla on its highs at 294, just shy of it. So this will be in play later today for sure. Looking at Amazon, also retracing just a bit. So the stocks are taking a little bit of a rotation, and you could see it just clear as day, how the markets are really very strong and money's being poured in. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains flat. Not a big deal, but you do want to know that it's going to remain flat. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.